The music stopped many years ago. Now the building that hosted hundreds of musicians and thousands of dancers will succumb to the wrecking ball. While preservationists cringe when learning that an old building is coming down, the reality is that it would cost a fortune to repair the decaying walls and rotting floors, to rebuild the booths and the bar, to put the ceiling back in place. Plus, the generation that danced to the music of Artie Schmidt, Duffy Bellerad, Gene Bierman, is moving slower than they did back in the 30s, 40s, and even 50s, when they foxtrotted, polkaed, and even waltzed their way around the maple dance floor at Riverside Ballroom. The late Max and Edith Puschendorf built the ballroom on 40 acres of riverfront property they purchased in the 1930s. Initially, the couple had trouble getting financing.
No one in Norfolk would give them the money to start up. They didn't think in the middle of a depression that starting a dance hall and selling beer would go over very well. So my grandpa traveled to Columbus, and there he hooked up with the Mr. Rambor, who had the Columbus All-American Beer Brewery, and they arranged with a loan company to loan him the money to build this. The condition was that they only sold Columbus All-American beer.
The couple hoped to operate a restaurant on the second floor above the bar, but the Liquor Commission had other ideas. Still, Max Puschendorf hired Amby Warner, a local painter, to create murals on the walls and ceilings of the upstairs room. 75 years later, those murals still exist. The Puschendorfs sold Riverside to Art and Luella Schmidt in 1946. 40 years later, the Smalley family from Norfolk bought it. They expanded their offerings to include rock and roll, polka, and country music, and other events.
We had Black Oak, Arkansas.
Oh, really?
And Ozark Mountain Daredevils, which was awesome.
Yeah. Joe Stampley.
Joe Stampley.
So you got some big names, huh?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did some.
And then Full Choke. That was the first place they ever played.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And the first rock and roll band that was ever in there was, I think, the last when we had it in May. It was May or June of '85.
Now, after 75 years, Riverside Ballroom is about to come tumbling down. So the ghosts of the people who frequented it have no choice but to dance to the fading echoes of the music that once flowed through Riverside.